Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Hey Jude by the Beatles. So obviously classic chord progression. I'm sure everybody knows what it's supposed to sound like. Even though it's on piano, we're going to learn it on guitar, and it's going to be a lot of bar chords, so it's a good bar chord workout. So let's start here. We're in standard tuning. I'm going to start with an F major bar chord in this opening verse. Start with that I just played. We're going to have an F major. So if you don't know that, your bar chords, full bar at the first fret, second fret there on the G, third on the D and the A. You're going to take that to a standard C major chord. Now that moves to a C dominant 7 chord. So what you want for this, just leave the same fingers that you have, just leave them where they're at, and take your little finger and add it to the third fret there on the G. Gives a nice sound to it, and then you're back to the F. For extra credit, you could do the little melody line that goes into that, and that's just that open G, then second fret on the G, and then when you get to that third fret, so it kind of incorporated that melody that he plays on the piano. Then you're back to the F. Then we go to a B flat major chord. Now they can play that just here at the first fret. Now there's going to be a bar across the third fret on the B, G, and D string. Now you don't have to do it at a bar. You can play it in each one with a finger. That's more comfortable, and then reach back and grab this first fret on the A string. But most players choose to play it with their third finger barred across. Personally, I like to play it with my little finger barred across. So we have from the F to that B flat. Now you go back to the F, and then we're back to the C, and back to the F. So it's just a few chords, just kind of keep going back to that F. So let me play through those chords one more time. F to C to the C7, back to the F. Now here comes that B flat, back to the F, to a C, and the F. Alright, so that C that happens at the end, the second to last chord there, sometimes it'll be a C major chord and sometimes it'll be that C dominant 7. They just kind of mix it up in the song, so don't really worry about it. I think the C by itself just sounds good there. It resolve down to that F. And now we get to the chorus of the song. Well, if you want to consider it's kind of the chorus for the earlier song, and then that big sing-along at the end is like the big chorus that ends the whole thing. So it's a whole different chord progression though. So let's go for this chorus though. It sounds like this. a lot is moving around there, a lot more bar chords. It's going to start when you're playing the end of the verse, which when we went from that C7 or C to the F. To take us into the chorus, you're going to turn that F into an F dominant 7th chord. Kind of builds the tension, taking us to that B flat. So what that is, you had that bar chord, you're going to lift up your little finger. Now, if it's uncomfortable to do this other note, you can just basically just do that. You can lift up your little finger. And that's an F7 too, but a voicing that more closely resembles what they're doing is you're going to move that little finger to the 4th fret on the B string. But obviously that's a lot harder to do. So if it's not comfortable, just leave it, the 4th finger off. And that takes us to that B flat major chord. All right, so we've looked at that already. With that B flat, then to lift up the 1st finger. So that open A string is going to be in the bass. There's a little moving bass line. So you got to do that. So you're still holding the top half of that B major, the B flat major, A in the bass. Then you're going to go to a G minor chord. Now how you're going to play that is move the bar chord full bar up to the 3rd fret. And then you're going to play the 5th fret on the D and the 5th fret on the G. The 5th fret on the D and the 5th fret on the A. So you have that going. And now you're going to play basically a G minor 7 chord with F in the bass. So don't worry about that. I'm just going to show you how to play it. We have F here. So it's the 1st fret there. And you're going to once again bar. That's a G. You're going to basically, it's the same 3 notes you barred for the B flat. But instead of that 1st finger being there on the A string, it's going to now be on the 6th string. And it's going to mute that A string. See how that's muted? So at the bottom of my 1st finger is what's muting that. So we have this all together. Then we go back to that C dominant 7 chord we did earlier, but you're going to have the low E open string underneath it. And then we're back to the F major chord. And then we basically start over, turn that into an F dominant 7, and we're back. The same little descending bass line. The F, and now the end of the chorus, you're going to switch it to the F7 to the C7, or this just the C, and it kind of stops. So it's like, and then we're back to the verse. So it goes through those 2 parts a few times, and then we get to the ending section, the big sing-along. It's just a 4 chord progression. It sounds like this. Alright, so those chords are going to keep going for a long time, that whole outro section. So that's just an F major chord. Then it goes to an E flat major chord. Now, how are you going to play that? We're going to have, it's the same chord shape as this B flat that you did at the 1st fret. Once again, you can play it with your 3rd finger bar or just individual fingers. But it's, instead of the 1st fret, it's going to be at the 6th. So from the F, the E flat major. And now we're going to play a B flat major chord. Instead of playing it here, since we're already up at the 6th fret, when it come over, it's going to play just like that F major bar, but up at the 6th fret. And I'm going to drag this back down to the F to end it. So F, E flat, B flat, and the F. And just keep repeating that again and again. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.